Hello everyone. This is the third part of relative sentences videos. In the first two parts, we have understood what do you mean by relative zeta, what is the function of relative pronouns in the sentences, and how to form the relative sentences. We have seen the relative pronouns nominative, im accusative, im dative, and im genitive. Now, we will move ahead. This is the whole table of relative pronomen in which relative pronomen in nominative, accusative and dative and genitive is given. You can see here that I have only typed the pronouns which are different from the definite articles with bold letters. Nominative, they are similar like definite articles, there the, thus the. In accusative, also they are similar like definite articles, then the, thus the. In case of dative, masculine, feminine, neutrum remains same like definite articles, them, there, them, then. Only in case of plural it changes. It is thenen. In case of relative pronomen, dative plural, it is thenen. And relative pronomen genitive, that is desen, deren, desen, deren. So whatever is bold written, that you have to specifically remember. So these are the relative pronouns in nominative, accusative, dative and genitive. Now we will learn how to frame the relative pronouns with prepositions. Now in this case we are going to see relative pronouns with prepositions. Relative pronouns can also occur in combination of prepositions, in which case the prepositions comes before the relative pronoun. Now how we will combine the prepositions and relative pronouns together, that we will see with the help of examples. Let's see the first example. Das ist mein Freund. Ich fahre mit ihm nach Berlin. Here the common part is mein Freund. And for mein Freund, im is the personal pronoun used in the second sentence. In English, the sentence will be, this is my friend. I travel with him to Berlin. In English, whenever we translate or whenever we combine these two sentences together by relative pronoun, the sentence always become like this. This is my friend with whom I travel to Berlin. In English also we combine the relative pronoun along with the preposition. Similarly, you have to replace mit im by the preposition with relative pronoun. So im is the dative masculine. So you have to use dative masculine relative pronoun. So your answer will be, das ist mein Freund, das ist Hauptsatz, which will be at the beginning of the sentence, comma, meet them, that should be together. Just keep in mind, you can't write meet and them separately, otherwise it will not have any meaning, it will be meaningless sentence. So meet them should be together. Meet them ish nach Berlin fahre. Meet them ish nach Berlin fahre. Here fahre is the verb which will go at the end of the sentence in the conjugated form. So it is clear how the preposition has come with the relative pronoun. Let's see one more example. This is the example of fill in the blanks. Das ist mein Freund für blank ich Blumen kaufe. This is my friend for whom I purchase the flowers. Now here we have to decide which possessive which relative pronoun we have to use. Für is already given. Here it is not a question of filling the preposition. Here you have to fill up the relative pronoun. So first thing, you should know the case of the preposition. Für is a accusative preposition, mit is a dative preposition, that you should know. So after knowing the case, you should know the article of the noun for which you are using relative pronoun. In this case, the noun is mein Freund, for which you are using the relative pronoun, that is masculine. So here it will be masculine accusative. Masculine accusative relative pronomen is then. So our answer will be, das ist mein Freund für den ich Blumen kaufe. Is it clear? Once again I repeat, für is a accusative, für takes accusative case, Freund is the masculine one, so we will use masculine accusative relative pronoun here. Okay, is it clear? Let's see one more example. Das ist die Kirche in blank ich geheiratet habe. Now here we have to use the relative pronoun for the Kirche. The Kirche article is feminine, the Kirche. But the case will be decided by the preposition. Here the preposition is in. In is a vexel preposition. Whenever you show any change in the sentence, whenever you show a direction, at that time it takes accusative. Ich fahre in die Schule. Or whenever there is a position in the sentence, it takes dative. Ich bin in der Schule. So it takes accusative whenever there is a action going on. It takes dative whenever there is a position shown. Is it clear? Okay. So here one thing is clear that ich geheiratet habe. Is this a position or direction? I have married. This is the church in which I have married. So that church is showing the position. So whenever position is shown, it is always dative. And die Kirche is feminine. So we need to use dative feminine relative pronoun which is there. So the answer will be das ist die Kirche, in der ich geheiratet habe. Is this clear? I hope the preposition plus relative pronouns are clear to you. Okay, now let's move ahead. Important points to remember. Now we have seen the relative pronoun and im nominative, im accusative, im dative, im genitive, and relative pronoun mit prepositionen. Now we will see few more important points which you have to take care while forming the relative sentences, because relative sentences are not there only for grammar. You can also use relative sentences in your writing skill, in your speaking. It is possible. So let's see further. Here I have want to explain you important points with the help of two examples which are given here. The first example is Alfred Jerry ist ein Autor, den ich super finde, then die Familie, bei der ihr gewohnt habt, ist nach Griechenland geflogen. These are the two sentences are given here. First sentence is Alfred Jerry is the author whom I find superb. The family at which you have lived has travelled to Greece. So let's see the important points. First important point. The verb in the relative clause comes at the end of the sentence in the conjugated form. Here at the end of the sentence means at the end of the relative clause. For example, here finde is at the end of the sentence. Now, by their ihr gewohnt habt is the relative clause. So, habt is at the end of the relative clause. Don't put habt at the end. It should be at the end of the relative clause. Just keep this in mind in the conjugated form. Most important thing is in the conjugated form. Clear? Let's see the second point. There is always comma before the relative clause. Wherever you put the relative clause, whether here in the second part or in between the relative clause is there, before that relative clause there should be comma, and if you are putting in between, then there should be two commas at the beginning and at the end. Clear? Then the third point. The relative pronoun comes immediately after the noun in the main clause which it qualifies. This is also very important point. You have to use relative pronoun immediately after the noun for which you are using relative pronoun. For example, here author is the noun, so after author then should be used. That means relative pronoun should come immediately after noun. Now here the family is the noun for which we are using relative pronoun. So relative clause should come immediately after the family. If only one word is left, then it is okay. You can take this side with the main clause. But if more than one word, then you have to put the relative clause in between. Okay. So just this is very important point. Keep in mind. Then the relative pronoun in German corresponds to who in case of person, not only who actually, who, whom, whose, which or what in case of things. For example, in the first one, whom I find superb, and at whom you have lived. So it is corresponding with the same in English. Then the relative pronoun is same as the definite article. It looks same, but it has a different function. So it is the same so that it is easier for you to remember. That is the main purpose. Then the relative pronoun agrees in gender with the noun it refers. Gender is article here. So it won't leave the article of the noun for which you are using relative pronoun. You can see here we are using relative pronoun for outdoor. So here it is reflecting the relative article of the author. Here we are using the relative pronoun for the family. So here it is reflecting the article of the family. So it is important that it should reflect the similar article, gender. The relative pronoun has its own case and changes according to its function. That's why here in the first sentence, Alfred Jerry is an outdoor. Outdoor is a nominative case here in the first sentence because it always takes nominative. But in the second sentence, it is an accusative now. So it is important that you will check the case of that relative pronoun according to relative clause. Don't try to find out the case as per the main clause. You have to find the case of the relative pronoun as per the relative clause. It is the So I hope the relative pronouns concept is clear in your mind. If you have any doubt, any questions, you can ask. Thank you.